Yeah. What's up, people? Welcome back to Gadje Studio. It's Yolyboy, and as always, we're here to talk life with Yolyboy. And you always know every day is a new day, new vibe, new feeling. And today, I have my boss right here. You know, when you say the boss, I should say him. He's just a boss. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have Mr. HD, and today we're going to talk about how the sound is being tweaked, how they cook the sound and make you feel the vibe. He is my boss, someone who I knew, very responsible, very diligent when it comes to career, and he has been doing this for long. Why would I talk much? Maybe you should hear from the horse's mouth. So, Mr. HD in the building. Boss, I think after this podcast, you're going to give me those glasses. And I love your shoes. Like, man, you look good, sir. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, so can we get to know the audience? Who is Mr. HD?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. HD, for short, then Hope David is the name.
Okay.
I'm an audio engineer.
Yeah.
Also a musician.
Wow.
Multiple musicians, actually.
Okay.
So, play majorly the major instruments, keyboard, bass, drum. I sing, I direct music, and a producer.
Wow.
But the major thing is that I'm an audio engineer, a very good audio engineer.
Yeah, professional one for that matter. Well, sir, I know you for a while. And one thing I like about you is your so much emphasis on quality.
Yeah.
Let the sound just be right. It takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of experiences.
Yeah.
So for how long has this been going? Talking about audio engineering.
Okay, I started my audio engineering, back in the days, I think around 2009.
That's over a decade.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a long journey. So what are these challenges you face coming up when we talk of the early days of the analog? Now things have changed to the digital.
The challenges then was, now we had too many gadgets that we had to hook up together. You need to learn how can I send from my mixer to the equalizer, to the crossover, to the virtualizer pro, so that your sound will actually come out good.
Okay.
And thank God for digital. Digital just combined everything together that you can just take one small board and just go to work.
On your computer, everything is done.
Everything is done.
Okay, now let's go back to the analog. Is there anything you missed? Like, I wish this is here anytime you're executing a project?
The good thing about analog is that analog has been a great deal of, tools for us.
Yeah.
The good thing about some analog is that, you have an analog mixer and you're working, NEPA takes the lights, you don't even bother yourself, everything comes back, it's still the same because
you don't need to go back
some
adjusting.
digital mixer, you don't save, you lost your presets.
Wow.
So those are the things I miss about analogs, and I think analogs are still good. They are still good if you know how to tweak them to get the right sound out of it.
So now, look, let's go back to the project. When you go out on fields, what are the challenges you face? Because we're in a situation in this country that, some things people like to cut behind bars. Like you give them, we need this. They'll be like, no, we don't need this. Well, we should just use this. How do you cope with such kind of clients?
Actually, the challenges we usually have, the clients, they don't really tell you the full details of the job. They'll just tell you, we just want to have a small gathering. It's like a parlor setting. Then you now get there, now check out their parlor. Their parlor is like a full hall. But you were thinking parlor setting, at least 50 people. Then you now understand that some people's parlor can contain 1,000 people.
So you just maybe take it's just like you just take your back and you expect them to come with a boss.
No, you're not saying, wow.
I didn't come for this.
So those are some of the challenges we face.
I see that.
Yeah, and sometimes the client will just tell you that, can we just cut the budget? The budget is this. And I will ask them most times what I do when I want to do a job.
Wow.
I specifically asked to see the venue.
Very good. So that you
before
know.
I drop my quotes. Most people say, no, it's just a small place. I said, no. No matter how small,
I want to see it
I need to
small.
see how it is. If you can't do a video for me, I'll come in there myself
Wow.
so that I'll make sure that I'm able to satisfy everybody seated in that room.
Okay. So now, what's your favorite gadget? The mixers that I will have a lot of mixers out there. Which one do you prefer to say this is my best so far? That gives me the best quality. Like when you get to a venue, once you see that, you'll be like, I won't have problem. But when you get it's not there, you can't be there's a go.
Actually, in our field, there are so many types of mixers, especially digital versions, and
Yeah.
you just have to be conversant with all of them.
Everything.
Because even though you have the best,
Yeah.
and you don't know how to use it, you're still going to come out, the mix is still going to come out wrong.
I get you.
So there's what we call the X32s, there's the Q32, that's for Allen and Heath, there's the Midas, M32, there's the Wings for Behringer, there's Digico, there's Waves. Some mixers that you just get there, you see no buttons, just screens. So you have to get familiar with all those. And the higher the mixer, the more technical it is for you to understand. So you have to make sure that you are always in tune to make sure that, okay, as the grade is going up, you are also upgrading yourself to go along.
Yeah, the technology. Now, coming back to the sound quality. Now, with the varieties of gadgets and equipment out there, do we say, okay, the sound is improving based on the upgrade in the system? Or some brands are just putting out things out there? Is it that every brand is reliable when it comes to your field of work? Because sound is very sensitive.
Okay. Actually, with the way they do the mixers now, they have a lot of inputs, a lot of EQs, effects, and every other things added to it, and a lot of presets. So it's not really the mixer.
It's the person.
It's the person handling the mixer. So I can give. It's just like, okay, let me divert from this sound.
Yeah.
You buy a car.
Okay.
Let me say Lamborghini worth 500 million.
Okay.
And you want to go and give it to somebody that drives a keke to be your driver.
That'll be a problem.
There'll be a problem.
Definitely.
So you need somebody that actually understands this stuff, how to use it, as in use it. Let me not put 100%. Because most people have not gotten to 100%.
I got it.
Just that 20% or 30% knowledge you have about that mixer can actually turn things around for you. Just in seconds, just being on the mixer.
Okay. Now your experience level, and how you have a lot of profiles. So among some of the projects you have executed so far, which of the projects can you give us like briefly this number, this project, which are the best projects that you feel like, okay, these are the projects that open to you to opportunities, they open to you to challenges, you're able to solve problems. When you did that, you feel like, man, I'm a good sound engineer.
Yeah, a lot of projects have come in. Yeah, there's, let me say, a boss I work with.
Okay.
She's very good. A gospel minister, Ambassador Chinyo Odoma.
Wow.
She gave me a platform of which I built my sound engineering.
Yeah.
And most of her jobs are big jobs. She doesn't do small jobs. So
Serious.
when we get to an event and you see like 5,000 crowd capacity,
wow,
and have to do the sound for that,
the demand.
So you just have to learn how to mix on the go. Because she's a person that she has an event and I'm her personal engineer and she steps up on stage and probably from the beginning of the event towards the end, the sound is not good.
Yeah.
But once she gets up on stage, the sound becomes good.
Definitely.
Because
you have to meet up.
She's going up on stage, I have to be on the mixer. And most times we mix on the go and she was just like, Engineer Hope, She raises up her mic and I know what to do.
Yeah,
and
that,
just
that
want
rapport,
to,
that
yeah.
connection is
So,
there.
but just with her eyes, I know what she
Definitely.
wants. So
Okay.
that's one of the platforms that I really got my sound engineering knowledge up together. Then I started meeting some top guys. I worked with Minister Shegobi.
Whoa.
Minister Shegobi, anywhere he goes, I'm always with him. And we did the Nigerian Idols together.
Wow. That
For
is
a year,
big
and
platform.
we had good sound and everything. Then I also work with Pastor IT Dennis.
Another big profile.
She is an amazing, phenomenal woman. She runs the Akwa Ibom Christmas Carol with the governments of Akwa Ibom State.
Yeah, I
and
heard of that.
so when it comes to good sound, she likes good sound. So we always make sure that the sound is really important. And I work with a company, CI Pearl Productions. These guys, they are, how will I put it? It's like they're not human beings. Like they are robots.
Wow.
You go from one event to another, and this has to do, when you want to set up for a church, and the church has like a 5,000 crowd capacity, you set up, then at the end of the service, they tell you, tear down everything. We are going somewhere else to go and set up for that same church. That's what we do.
Just a whole experience.
Stage, lights, screen, and sound. So with all this combined together, it has actually built me to a level that
Yeah, I got it.
anywhere I get to, I just give me like 5-10 minutes.
You sort everything out.
Your sound is sorted out.
Wow. I can really feel it in me. Like, man, it's something of joy that you feel sometimes when you are accomplishing your dreams. Life sometimes you just sit down in your sitting room and be like, whoa. Okay, so I've heard a lot of things. Like for me now, I'm just be like, oh God. It's like you're communicating to a God in a particular industry, you know what I'm saying? At some point when you feel you've done something, you meet somebody who have like, your own is just like an introduction. You come, oh, bro, I better sit down and listen. So now after solving all these problems, like you go to a location, you see like 5,000, 6,000 people. And at the end of the day, your host calls you and be like, oh, Mr. HD, I'm satisfied. Thank you. Like how does that feel inside you?
It feels very good. It feels very good. Very, very good. And there's a picture I'm going to send to you.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
There's always something on my shirt. I think I even have it here. What is it saying?
Okay, let's see. Whoa! Have no fear, the sound engineer is here, man. You can see that, everybody. This is really a sound engineer. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm gonna print my own. Have no fear, I'm here. Who is here? Man, I feel this. I really feel that, that satisfaction.
Yeah.
Like now, every good story have a bad story to have the challenging part. Now, is there any job you ever went for, like, at the end of the day, you yourself feel like, what? That is a big problem.
Yeah, there are some jobs like that.
Yeah.
And that's when, for example, you outsource the job to somebody else to get you some equipment.
I see that.
And they don't deliver the equipment on time for you to test run. And you just have like a few hours to not a few hours, few minutes to set up.
Fix everything.
And the event's about to start. And you start struggling. Probably from the beginning, the first artist didn't do well, the second artist based on the sound, and your client is on you like, I don't understand what kind of, you're going to refund me my money. If you just like, bro, it's basically not your fault, but at least towards the middle of the event, you've gotten your balance, and
wow.
Sometimes there are bad days, sometimes
good days.
No, most times there are good days.
Good days.
Because you learn from such, if I have an event for 5 p.m., I wouldn't tell the person that I have an event for 5 p.m. I'll tell him that my event is for 9 a.m. So I need the equipment to be there for like 6 a.m.
Definitely.
So that you can set up, test run, troubleshoot anything that is wrong. You sort it out before your event.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's wisdom. You know, we have a lot of delays that can come up.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure everything is set
Everything
on
is on
point.
ground.
Now let's come back to starting out. Okay, at some point you must be an island. How can I get my first job? How can I get the first platform? Like, what is it that opened that first shot for you after struggling and trying to hunt for projects? Like, what is it that make that first shot come in?
Okay, first of all, we started like a basic nothing.
Wow.
I went into, sorry, I forgot to mention where I learned my sound engineering.
Okay.
So that's actually my father,
Your first
Reverend Ekpenyong Okun Basi.
Wow.
Of the Caris Music Ministry and the Caris Band. That's actually one of the first gospel bands in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
The band had most gospel artists run through them.
Definitely.
Like Tim Godfrey was part of that band in a while. Sammy Okposo, the late Sammy Okposo was part of that band. Kefi was there.
Wow.
And he groomed a lot of people. He groomed a lot of. He's like the father of gospel music in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Yes, so I went into the band.
Okay.
I think I was in an event and the keyboardist was meant to come with the band. The keyboardist didn't come, so I happened to play the keyboard for them that day, and they were like, "This guy is good. Let's invite him over." And I was invited, and when I came in, the spirit was like, okay, everybody was one. It's like, this is a family I could actually work with. So after working with them for a while, I now discovered that apart from the Caris Music Ministry, which is the Caris Band, they also had the Caris Music Academy.
Yeah.
Where you can learn music, you can learn sound, you can learn. Most of the big sound engineers in Nigeria came out from there. I don't know if you know Charles Duke.
I know that name, definitely.
Charles Duke came out from there. So Charles Duke is my elder brother in the ministry. So and
you are now our grandfather.
Yeah. So that was how I started my sound journey, and they teach you by the books, not just come
the principles.
Plug this where I hear. No, they teach you by the books. Stuff. You know, okay, this is meant to go through this. This is meant to go through this. This is meant to go through this.
Practical,
theory everything. And practical. Then we started learning how to move together. Then my first job I did with them, I think that day we had like 4 jobs that day. And there was a wedding. Nobody to handle the sound. I was
Mr.
I was now sent.
You are there.
That was my first job. That was the wedding of Godswill Otoye.
Wow.
And that was my first time of seeing Nathaniel Bassey. He wasn't that popular then.
That is a big platform.
And that was where I did the setup, a garden setup, and it was wonderful.
How was it when you were like, this is my first time, and they were like, Mr. HD, go and run that sound?
I was scared.
Definitely, bro.
But I delivered.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's because you were trained well before you went to the field.
Yes.
Now let's try to conclude on things and see how, a lot of young sound engineers are watching. Because I feel like, okay, for you to pass through all this, your story, how you started, what do you feel they should first consider when you have passion or you're thinking of doing something like this? What do you want to tell them?
First of all, you need to serve.
Wow, that is it. You must be under a canopy.
Most of this generation now, what they think about first is money. The money.
I want it now.
I want it
immediately.
Now. You have to build yourself. First of all, when you see these top guys that are working, doing sound, they started with a small band working together with them.
Yeah.
And they grew up with them.
I see that.
You look like a taller Dane. He's a lead production manager for Burna Boy.
Yeah.
He started small.
He was under somebody.
He was under somebody and he grew with Burna Boy. He didn't just stay and Burna Boy say, hey, come be my engineer. No.
He was linked up there.
So you have to process. You have to build and you have to study. You have to have a mentor. Get somebody that can actually put you through.
Wow.
Someone that you can actually call anytime. When I mean anytime, even if it's at night, please, I'm in a gig and I have an issue.
Yeah.
Can you sort that out for me? And they just give you the updates.
I see that. I feel, like, this is the first time I've interviewed a lot of people. Most of them, when they come around, is focus, believe, work hard. This is the first time I heard somebody tell me you have to serve. I feel I have to go and think about this a lot because it sounds so deep.
Yeah.
In service, you can learn the focus, you can learn the principle, you can learn mentorship, you can learn role modeling. Like always in all four under, if you are somebody who has done it already, who is doing it, it will be easy for you to even break out and get your platform. Because you'll be going as an apprentice. From there, you keep meeting people. Look at your first job you meet Nathaniel Bassi.
Yeah.
If you are working alone, you can never have that kind of platform. But because you are working with somebody with influence, you started there. And from there, it's fire. So I feel this is a very important thing to the younger generation. Yeah. Learn to humble yourself and work under somebody who can take you somewhere. All right, now let's get back to the fun part. You mentioned being a musician. You mentioned being, multi-purpose. Like, you play keyboard on your gig. Like, man, you sound like a whole empire.
Music.
Wow. So anything around sound, you're there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what's the very important thing that make you feel like, okay, you have a part to play in music? Have you ever sing in the studio or you just sing live or stuff like that?
Yeah, we do a lot of live singing.
Wow.
Do a lot of recordings.
Okay.
Do a lot of directing. When it comes to music directing, do that, arrangement and every other thing. Everything that has to do with music.
I just love music. Sound, anything sound. So what are your hobbies?
My hobbies? Oh, God. Everybody knows me for that. I love food.
You look like that, man.
Yeah.
You look good.
Anytime I work, I always make sure I video the food I'm eating. Oh, God. That's like after the job is done, like after a hectic day's work.
You need to eat your stress out.
A good meal. Because you have to feed the body.
Definitely.
That is doing the work.
The brain need it.
Yes.
You need that, the brain need it. So now if we're like you to leave sound engineering and choose another career, what should it be? Leave music, go to somewhere else. What will it be?
What would it be? I've not thought about that. I'm actually in banking and finance. I did banking and finance, but I never worked in a bank because to me it's boring. Music is fun. Music is. If I was working in a bank, I don't think I would have gone to the countries I've gone to, or would have traveled or whatever.
In one place.
Yeah. Some people's salary in a month, you can get it in a day. Like some people's salary in a year.
In a part-time job.
You can get it in just 3 days.
Just to come and do 1 hour, 2 hours.
So I feel music is part of me and I want it to be part of me for the rest of my life.
Wow.
So if there's any other thing I want to do, probably investing in real estate.
Wow, that is a multi-millionaire dollar, pound business. Anything you want to do in real estate is millions. I can see you love money.
Yeah, so...
I thought I love money, but man, I never thought of real estate right now. But man, I think I would think about that. It's like if you inside, man, I would start thinking of that real estate. This is the third time somebody's telling me in this December that real estate. What's in that business?
When somebody tells you that money is the root, money is not the root of evil. No. Money is the root of good things. When you have money, you have good things. It's not evil at all.
Oh man, it depends on who is handling it. That's life. Whatever you do, man, you can handle good as bad as good. Depends on who is holding it. All right, now, sir, let's get back to some conclusions right now. You know, you've worked so long, you've gone so far. Like right now, are you feeling like I've arrived somewhere, or what is it? Have you feel like, man, I'm done. I'm now a big man in the industry?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
In this kind of industries, we don't arrive.
We keep moving.
We keep moving because every now and then, new tech keeps coming up.
Wow.
You need to upgrade yourself. Yeah. Just like the techno people.
Yeah.
Phones.
Every day.
Every month a new phone comes out. There's a new upgrade. Wow. There's something new that they're always doing.
I see that. So it's kind of a journey.
Yeah.
So long as you're alive, you keep moving, you keep moving, you keep moving. Okay, now lastly, if it's decisive in your life now to choose, okay, this is my role model, this is my mentor, this is someone who I look up to when I was coming up. Now, who will you give that one shout out to?
I give that shout out to my boss.
Wow.
Osagi. AIG.
Okay.
That's like the father of sound engineers in Nigeria.
All right, Daddy, if you're out there, we're sending millions of shout outs right now. And we know that, okay, you deserve it. And for someone like this to be saying that kind of shout out, I feel like, wow, you really deserve it. And we pray God will always uplift everyone that's working hard towards their career. So now, lastly, sir, how can people reach you if they maybe want to get to book you, or maybe they want to get to ask you stuff about how you run things, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how can they reach you? Is it on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, or maybe they should,
They can reach me on Facebook.
Okay.
They can reach me on TikTok. They can reach me on Instagram.
Wow.
So I would have loved to give my number out, but
Okay.
no. Just reach me on Facebook at Hope David.
Hope David.
Instagram Hope_HD.
Very good.
Then on TikTok, you can find me there too at Hope David.
Okay, what of email? Can you maybe have
My email, okay. You can reach me on my Gmail.
Yeah.
HopeD.
Yes.
That's HOPED 2529 at gmail.com.
So everybody, you already know, if you want to build this mega boss of mine, because after today, nobody is going to see me here. I'm going to hold his back till I also get Nathaniel Bassi behind my stage. Well, sir, it's a wonderful day, man, talking to you. And don't forget the advice. If you want to go far, serve. You need to serve under somebody who is going or who has gone already. This is Mr. HD in the building. But before he go, I want him to prove being a musician. You have proved being a sound. Just give us, even if it's just 5 seconds of worship, praise.
I wish there was a keyboard here, but I've done that with my keyboard.
Well, okay.
Really been stressed from the seasonal work.
Yeah,
so
I got
my
it.
voice is not really up
December
to,
is stressful. I know it's going to be
I'm
like,
just coming from a gig right now.
You say he's a part-time artist, but a full-time sound engineer. That's good. All right, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I'm really happy to have you today. And from today, I'm also a mini boss. I just interviewed the boss himself. We say goodbye. It's Yolyboy, and I love you all. Mr. HD, we're signing out. Thank you, sir, for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Raising a generation of songwriters, bringing healing to the world through music. Stars are rising. Gadje Studio. Gadje Studio.